Hey everybody, it's your boy Nerdicane. Hit a like and subscribe if you are listening to this. I'm going to try to do something I'm going to try to do every day for the next 2 weeks to get myself into a habit of at least putting out one video a day. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to try. Let's get to it. Hey, remember when annuals used to be good? I remember annuals used to be something I kind of looked forward to because they were sort of side stories for the year, but they would get in really good writers and artists and you would have this little one-shot story, and there was usually like 3 of them in an annual, and they were usually really good. I remember looking forward to them all the time. This isn't it. This is Punisher, quote unquote, annual number 1. This is written by Carla Pachenko. Do not contact her in any way, shape, or form because SJWs see criticism as harassment. So, yeah, just don't contact her. She's a terrible writer. This book was awful right here. So Marvel took this sound financial decision to take this entire annual and give it to somebody with 6 previous writing credits. And she has what I call fraud credits. Fraud credits are like credits like a fill-in story or a Rick and Morty. All of these like pretenders and all these frauds in the industry right now, they all seem to have this common link where they all write like a side story in a Rick and Morty issue, and they'll do special holiday issues from some book, from indie book that you've never heard of, or a mainstream book like this one, Secret World's Brave New World, which nobody's ever heard of. But she's definitely a political hire. She has the right political opinions, as you see on the screen right now, reposting something for immigrant rights at San Diego Comic-Con. That's always a fun decision. When you're at a Comic-Con, you really just want to have real world issues put in your face like that. But and I digress on that. She's basically hired for her gender. She said to the right person, hey, I'd like to write a comic book. And they went, sweet. Leftist, sweet. Female, come on, you're going to write Punisher. And as you'll see in the video, she doesn't really know who the Punisher is. But yeah, that's all I got for this intro on this. But yeah, like I said, don't contact her. Don't buy this book. This book sucked. Oh my god! But I'll get to that in the review coming up. But here we go. Let's start the shit show. Oh yeah, by the way, I curse quite a bit in this one. I know it's not normally my thing, but just seeing this one kind of pissed me off. But enjoy the show. Okay, here we go. Let's fry this turkey. Here's the pages that I skipped. For the copyright gods, something happened. I don't know, something happened to these pages. Probably because they suck more than any part of the other book. Those were the filler pages. There was some stupid silly billy language in that dialogue, but okay. So I want to talk about this. You can do certain things with certain characters. Okay, I call it bend don't break. You can take certain characters and put them into certain situations that aren't their normal thing. And it's fun, sometimes it's fun. If done right, it's fun. So this is break. This is bending to break. So you basically taken the Punisher. Now let's think about the Punisher's motivation. The Punisher's motivation is to get revenge for mobsters killing his family. What does a space shuttle have to do? What do Russian thieves... Okay, I'm just going to spoil it. This book sucks. It's my Russians, it's my patriarchy. Basically, this dude is like some half-assed Elon Musk, and Russians agents came and they're stealing his space shuttle, and then the Brood. They go up there and the Brood is up there, and there was something special that was up there. I don't know how all these things fit together. Did the Russians know? No, the Russians were stealing the spaceship for Russia, and they even say, "I'm taking this for Russia," which is, God, that's painful. That was painful to listen to read. So the Russians were stealing it. They didn't know the Brood was up there. The Brood just happened to be up there waiting, and the Punisher and J. Jonah Jameson was involved. Okay, once again, J. Jonah Jameson, he is not... You can't bend him so far outside of New York, outside of Spider-Man. He's a Spider-Man antagonist. I don't really call him a villain anymore because he hasn't done the Spider Slayers in a long time. But he's sort of a Spider-Man antagonist. The way you bend this character is you make him an ally of Spider-Man. Now that, when you do that, that's very interesting. That's a way you can bend J. Jonah Jameson. When you take him and you make him a loudmouth breaking into the spaceship and being part of the accidental launch of it, that's when you take that character and you break him. And then you have him in space fighting against the Brood. That's when you break the character. Same with the Punisher. The Punisher has no reason to be here because the Punisher's, his forte is fighting organized crime in New York. So you take him out. He has no motivation to stop these Russians. It's not really something that he does. This is more of an Iron Man thing. This is something like the Avengers or Iron Man. This might have been a pretty good Riri story. If they had done it right. But this is not a Punisher story. You take both of those characters and you've put them in a different situation. You've bent them, and then they broke. Both of them broke. So we have, this right here. There's a patriarchy joke. Ha, 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 ha. Don't try to be funny. You're not funny. Just don't do it. And there's a lot of silly Billy dialogue in this, and yeah. So there's a struggle, and Punisher, I don't know why the Punisher's here. I don't know why he's interested in these Russians taking over a space shuttle. And they accidentally launch, and oh my gosh, look at this. This is Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics is supposed to be the gold standard in comic books in 2019. Look at these faces. Look how terrible. Even this dead person. Oh, that's silly. Oh, they put that in there. That's so cute. Yeah, that sucked. I probably should have done that because it's going to make the rest of this book a little weird. I could skip all this. Look at that face. Oh, that's terrible. That's horrible. We're going to talk about the launch. All of this, look at all this. All this is going on during the launch. I'm going to put a link to a video in the description that is an actual astronaut describing what a shuttle launch is like. And first things first, if this space shuttle was actually launching, these people wouldn't be standing. You wouldn't be standing at the controls. You would be smashed through that door. And yeah, it would be just absolute chaos. You wouldn't be standing there holding guns to each other, breaking wrists and things like that. So once again, this is somebody, I'm sure that this person loves the science, but you love the science, but you don't respect the science. So you have things like this, and then later in this book, there's going to be a shootout on a space shuttle. And if you love the science and you understand what the highly oxygenated atmosphere inside of a space shuttle is, that they can't have any sparks, they can't have any flames, they can't have any source of flames, because that would it would basically turn your space shuttle into a bomb. But later in this, she's just going gun crazy because, that's what the Punisher does. But anyway, I digress because I'm getting mad. He takes the time to color his symbol on this spacesuit. Cutesy wootsy. Murdery. Oh, about the murdery guy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because people in a mission control, they say murdery. Yeah, they don't, okay? I drew that. So they get up there, and there's flying metal sharks, and this space fish, and the Brood Queen. So the Brood Queen apparently was promised by somebody, I don't know who, maybe the Russians, mates. So this is another trope of just shit SJW comics. They read part of the Wikipedia of a character or something in Marvel, and then when they have that tiny little grasp, they grab it and then they bend it and they twist it into what they want it to be. So these are now the species, the alien from Species, and it wants to breed with top quality males. And so that's not what the Brood does. The Brood actually, I think they were created a little bit after the movie Alien came out. So the Brood assimilate. They're sort of like the Alien and the Borg put together. They assimilate life forms into them and transform them into these sort of alien from the movie type aliens. That's what the Brood are. That's how they work. But this writer, Carla Pacheco, said, okay, they need to breed. She's completely throwing out everything an established lore of the Brood for 30 years and just going a completely different route about it. Yeah, here we go. This dude's taking it back for Russia. He has no idea what's going on. He didn't know that the Brood were up there waiting on him. And this is, I just wrote that. Oh, that's so painful. So you see, the Russians, they stole this spaceship like they stole the election, even though the voting machines weren't hacked because they're not on the IoT. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that out there. Okay, our election wasn't hacked. Trust me, it wasn't. There we go. The guns in a total. In a high oxygen environment. That doesn't work if you love the science and you know the science, but here we are, getting charged, how much? 5 bones, $4.99 for this book. This incredibly long garbage. Once again, taking a note from Elon Musk, is this billionaire, whoever he was, wanted to send a jet ski rocket into space, just like when Tesla, threw one of his cars into space, and nothing matters. This is the pre-apocalypse of comic books. When political hires are given the entire annual, it means that nobody cares about the annual. Nobody cares about the character. The editor should have looked at this and said, this doesn't work because these characters don't do those things. When somebody is allowed to just write whatever they want, take whatever character they want, and just go completely apeshit with it and just make up their own themes and their own thing that these characters are known for. Oh, here's your other SJW shit comic trope. The main alien, the queen alien, easily defeated. That's the other part. Then we get some just silly Billy talk by a fire that they created inside of this space whale. Nothing makes sense. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, once again, the tropes of the shit comics that SJWs make are, and these are pretty heavy. These are pretty hard in these. I'm just going to fold that up and look at it. Look at this. Is a great cover. This cover says, hey, this is going to be an adventure. This is the Brood, the Punisher, space, J. Jonah Jameson. This cover is kind of why I bought this book. Because I like the Punisher. That's not the Punisher. Well, that might be. But whoever was written in this book is not the Punisher. That's why I bought this book. So it ticks off a lot of tropes. The writer does not understand the characters, just makes up their own thing, bends them to the point of breaking, silly Billy dialogue. The queen. A Brood queen is like an alien queen. And they are that same level of threat. They could get on Earth, and if they were allowed to just run amok, you would see an entire city, and then state, and then a region, and then a continent taken over by the Brood. That's why the Brood are dangerous. But one thing that the SJWs, when they write these shit comics, is they like to take big villains, Doom, Magneto, people like that, and they like to diminish them into Saturday morning cartoon villains, and that's what this one has done. Easily defeated. They say they love the science, but they don't really respect the science. And also, in a lot of these frames, I think whoever drew this got into the story and was like, this story doesn't matter. So you wind up seeing, as I pointed out in a lot of comic books, Marvel comic books especially, there's no backgrounds. When there's no background in a comic book, it means that nobody at Marvel really cared about this. But like I said, don't contact this person as political hired because of gender, put on this book for whatever reasons, I don't know. I'm sure Marvel will showcase her at San Diego Comic-Con, and they'll say, oh, this is a hot up-and-coming writer, and then they sell like 6,000 copies of a book. 5,000 club. But I'll be interested to see. I don't know how old this is. But yeah, I'll be interested to see the numbers on this because it's an absolute garbage story. But that's all I got for this one. Don't go buy it. This sucks. God, this is everything. This is everything that's wrong with Marvel Comics. And it's not really Carla Pacheco's fault. This is the best she can write. It is everybody here. Everybody down here, it's their fault. Except for this guy, Anthony Gambino. What's a designer? What does a designer do in Marvel Comics? Go find another job, okay? But that's all I got for this one. Oh man, that book sucked. I need a palate cleanser. I don't know. Go get some lunch. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hit a like, hit a subscribe, and don't go buy this book because it sucks. Bye.